Okay, this video is going to be implementation of event management system in C. So this is my problem statement which I have assigned to do. There are m modules and n events. Modules can register with the event manager on what event it is interested in using registration function provided by event manager. Event manager has to invoke all the modules interested in the event when the event is triggered from event trigger.c. One module can be interested in many events, and there are 4 files including makefile to create this project. Okay, let me explain this problem statement. This system contains two main components. One is modules and another is events. So module is the components. These are the components or pieces of code that perform specific tasks. Each module can be interested in one or more events. So event is these are occurs or triggers that can happen in the system. When an event is occurs, all the modules that are interested in that event should be notified and execute their respective logic. um, okay, there is a main file that is event manager, which is the central coordinator. It will coordinate all the modules and events, like allowing modules to register their interest in specific events and notifying all relevant modules when an event is triggered. Additionally, there is a event trigger file, which triggers the event, causing the event manager to notify the interested modules. Okay, let me show the flow of my design. My design consists of okay, this is my flow of design. Initially program starts with main function. So my main function consists of starting with initialize event manager and followed by a loop which display my menu and user inputs which I have get from the user, and switch case, which consists of register module, display modules, trigger event, delete module, update module, and finally exit. My main function consists of these components. Okay, let me explain what are all these functions holds. Okay, first, initialize event manager. So initialization. First of all, I have created an array of events, which each array consists of a doubly linked list which stores modules which is interested for that particular event. So my design contains array of events and followed by a doubly linked list which stores the modules, like okay, this event 0 this event 0 is an array. Event 0, event 1, event 2 up to event 9 is an array. So this array consists of a module like this is a doubly linked list, which consists of interested modules of this event 0. This is my structure of this design. So first thing is I initialize event manager. That means each event as doubly linked list. Initially I declare that it to a null pointer. So this is my initialization declaration. So in initialization, the program starts execution in the main function, and that main function consists of initialize event manager function. So this function sets up the event list array, initializing each event's module listed to the null pointer. This ensures that no modules are registered for any event initially. Then I enter this while loop displaying my menu. My menu interface consists of a register module for events, display modules, trigger an event, delete an event, update, exit. This menu will be displayed in my display menu, and I will get the information from the user. After that, these are the menus which will be displayed. Based on the choice, I have navigate to that particular functions. So let me see what this register module for events contains. So register modules for event. So first of all, we can think logically. Register modules for registering an event. What are all the things that module should contain? Okay, let me explain. We want a module ID, and that module knows what are all the number of events to register. So we are getting the number of events and what are all the events that is going to be registered. That event IDs are stored in an array. This is my three requirement which is needed to register a module. So first is module ID, second is number of events, and third is array of event IDs. These are the requirements needed for registering the function. So when this function calls, I have get all these informations and pass through that register function which is declared in the event manager.c file. So I already explained that event manager is the main event manager is the main program of our design, which contains the modules and events informations. Okay, this will enter it. This will allow me to register an event. Next, display modules for event. Once registration is completed, I will check what are all the modules which is registered for a particular event. So to display the modules of the events, I need the event ID which is to be displayed. So I will get from the user only. I will get only the event IDs from the user. So this, along with this event ID, I will pass through the display module for event function to display the modules which is registered for a particular function. This function will traverse the linked list for a specific event and prints the module ID of each registered module. If no modules are registered, it notifies the user. Then trigger function. So if the user selects option 3, there are prompt to enter an event ID to trigger. So in this trigger function, I will get the event ID which is to be triggered from the user. Then it will pass through the trigger event function and it will goes through the event function. This function will traverse the linked list for the specific event. For each module in the list, it calls the corresponding event handler function, and the event handler function executes and prints the message indicating the event and module. So basically that event function will notify the modules which is registered for a particular event which is going to be triggered, and then deleting a module from an event. So to delete an event, delete a module from the event, we need event ID and module ID to delete. The delete module from event function is called with the provided event ID and module ID. This process will search the linked list for the specific module ID. If found, it updates the previous and next pointers of adjacent nodes to remove the module. The memory allocated for the module node is freed. The user is notified of successful deletion. It will delete the module of a particular event. And if you want to update the module, and it comes update module registration. If you choose 5, it will goes to this function, and if the user selects 5, it will go to the function. Then for to update the event, what are all the components needed is you need a module ID to update, number of events to remove, an array of event IDs to remove the module from, and the number of new events to add, array of event IDs to register the module for. Okay, these are the components needed to update the function. Basically, update function is if the module already registered for a specific event, and in such a case, if the module is not interested in that particular event, instead it is interested in some other events, it needs to be updated in the linked list. For that purpose, we are going to then update module registration. In this update case, we just need a two function. That is, we want to delete a module from a particular event. For that, we are going to a delete function, and after deletion, I want to update the module in some other event which is interested. So I have to register that particular module in some other events. So only with these two functions I can achieve updating module. Overview, that is update processes. The model is first removed from the specified events. It is then registered for the new events. The user is notified of successful updates. After that, case 6 is exit. This exit function will terminate your process, that is terminate that while loop. It will terminate and it will exit the function. So this is my overview of a main function, which are all the functions that is called to execute this problem statement. These functions are initialized in the event manager.c. So once this function is called, it will call from it is called from the event manager.c file. Let me explain the flow. Let me explain the code in the next upcoming videos. Thank you.